Most people think that power gives you freedom, that once you reach the top you get to do whatever you want. But history tells us something darker. Sometimes, power doesn't liberate you. It corrupts you. It twists the mind, rewires morality, and turns a person into something unrecognizable. The Sean Diddy Combs case is not just about crime. It's about how the hunger for power can hollow a human soul. He was a symbol of success, music, fashion, parties, influence. Diddy wasn't just rich, he was untouchable, or so it seemed. But behind the luxury and lights, a different world was allegedly unfolding, a world of manipulation, coercion, and control. The recent federal charges against him don't describe a man who lost his way. They describe a system, a lifestyle built on fear and silence. And if the testimonies are true, it's not just a fall from grace, it's a descent into psychological darkness. So, let's talk about what power can do to a person. Not the kind of power you earn through respect, the kind you extract through fear. When someone builds their identity around being the one who controls the room, they slowly lose touch with anything real. Their relationships become performances, their emotions become tools. Everything becomes a transaction, and when the world keeps saying yes to them, boundaries fade, until nothing is off limits. Social psychologist Philip Zimbardo once said, "Evil is knowing better, but willingly doing worse." He ran the infamous Stanford Prison Experiment, where normal people, when given power, quickly turned abusive. His conclusion? It's not always that bad people do bad things, it's that systems of unchecked power turn people bad. When no one says no, when authority is worshipped, even the most ordinary individual can become monstrous. Now imagine what that means when the person already has fame, money, and a fragile ego. Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, wasn't just in a relationship. She was, according to her lawsuit, trapped. In public, they smiled. In private, she claims he isolated her, monitored her, even forced her into situations no one should ever endure. That's not love. That's trauma bonding. When a victim becomes emotionally attached to their abuser because the abuse is mixed with moments of affection, gifts, and false hope, it's psychological warfare, and it works. This case isn't just about Diddy. It's about the psychology of power and how society worships it until it goes too far. It's about how people can live double lives for years, hiding cruelty behind charisma. Narcissistic personality traits can play a role here. The constant need for admiration, the lack of empathy, the belief that rules don't apply to them. And when those traits go unchecked by fame and money, they don't just damage others, they destroy the person from within. The parties, freak-offs, the manipulation, if true, weren't random moments. They were rituals of control. In environments like these, the goal isn't pleasure, it's domination. It's about showing others that you own the space, the people, the narrative. And when no one says no, the ego becomes a god. But the truth is, the bigger the ego grows, the emptier the person becomes. Now that the FBI is involved and more victims are speaking out, the world is watching. But behind every headline is a deeper question. How many people saw this happening and stayed silent? In environments ruled by power, silence becomes the currency, because speaking out means exile. And exile in those circles feels worse than abuse. If we want to understand how people get away with horrifying things for decades, we have to look beyond law and crime. We have to look at human psychology, how fear works, how groupthink operates, how fame shields behavior. This case isn't over, but what's already come out is a lesson in power, ego, and the hidden cost of silence. If you find this kind of breakdown valuable, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We're not here just to report what happened. We're here to understand why it happens and what it reveals about the human mind.